And one of the things we're watching is these workers at Wayfair who are very angry that their company is going to be providing beds for some of these detention facilities, whatever we're calling them.
Well, that's
what do you think of that?
That's unfortunate. Look, people do confuse Customs and Border Patrol and their mission with Office of Refugee Resettlement and their mission. Office of Refugee Resettlement is a shelter for children. I don't know of any other country, Neil, I don't know if you can tell me that there's any other country that is doing what we are doing right now. There's 50,000 kids since last October, since the start of this fiscal year. It's absolutely unheard of, the Herculean effort that the men and women of Office of Refugee Resettlement are putting into this effort, and they are doing a great job. So I think the employees that's unfortunate that they've done that. I wish they understood the situation better. But I can't make them understand any better than anyone else. People want to believe that the administration is bad. People want to believe that the administration is doing evil things to people, and you can't talk them out of that. You know that. You're
right. There's a lot of heat on both sides. But one of the things I did want to get a sense for you're right. This problem with children has exponentially, I think quadrupled, was the figure I heard, in just the last 8 months. So obviously now people on the border are supposed to be working at their regular jobs are dealing with this. I get that, I understand that. But do you know what the policy is there? Because at some of these facilities that are dealing with this problem with kids, who decides whether they have soap or toothbrushes or all this other stuff? Who makes that call, or are they just confused about who does what?
Well, any child entering an HHS facility, an Office of Refugee Resettlement facility, is going to be issued those items upon their arrival. Now, at Customs and Border Patrol, remember, a lot of these places are remote. They're out on the border, and no one is supposed to, as a child, you're not supposed to be held there for longer than 72 hours, except that there are no beds. And that's what's just tragic about the Democrats holding up this money.
And these facilities in question are not the ones that are HHS facilities. There's other facilities that were not prepared for this, right?
Customs and Border Protection, and their job is to protect us, and we want them to do that job. They would rather not be in this position. They would rather get the kids off to ORR quickly, but if there are no beds, they can't just manufacture one, especially if a company won't sell them any. But the point is that the backlog, the bottleneck, is occurring because the administration came to Congress in May 1st and said, we're going to need money. We're running on fumes. And Congress has not responded. And that's really the tragic part of this story.
Well, maybe some progress will be made by the end of the day, as you intimated. We'll see. Congressman, thank you very much.